welcome to my podcast. This is a podcast where I bring you inspirational stories on business and mindset to help you courageously and confidently achieve success beyond anything that you dream possible. I'm your host, Michelle Quay. I'm a visibility confidence coach and the founder of Elevate Life Coaching. Let's just say that I know a few things about overcoming seemingly impossible obstacles in life and in business. My goal is to get you out there in your world so that you can stop playing small. Welcome to the show. Hey, beautiful. Do you have a message you would like to share with the world, but aren't quite sure how to? Are you a woman coach who is trying so hard to get out there to the world so the clients can find you? Listen, I got you, girl. Getting your message out there takes time and effort, but more importantly, it takes some practice, patience, and a roadmap that tells you how to get there. Join me on a 5-day Brave Your Brand challenge where I will show you the 5 steps roadmaps to tell your brand confidently and courageously so that you can get from invisible to impactful. This is where we lay down all the foundation that you need in building a successful personal brand for your coaching business. Let me just warn you though, this challenge is not for the faint of heart. It is intense and it will push you out of your comfort zone to get out there and get seen, get heard, and get hired. But don't worry though, I will be with you every step of the way to brave your brand. Are you ready to brave with me? Head over to members.elevatelifecoaching.org/brave your brand and join our waitlist today. See you inside the challenge. For the last couple of weeks, I keep seeing money questions. How much do I charge? How many sessions do I offer so that it feels right? So this is a topic that a lot of people have been asking about, and I feel inspired to talk about this. All right. So if this is something that you've been stuck on your money mindset, welcome. We're going to talk about this. All right. Today I just feel like something is out of place. Something is different today. I don't know what it is. Maybe because it's like right after New Year's, and you know how there's like a period where you just don't feel like very motivated to do anything at all, but you kind of just show up and do it anyway because it's really like your second nature. You just roll out of your bed and you just do it. Sometimes that's how I feel. I know, right? If you're joining me live today, give me a red heart. If you are watching this as a replay, just go ahead and give me a replay. All right. Who doesn't love money? I love money, right? Money can do a lot of things for us. Money can buy more things, and money will allow us actually to have a business. If you're not generating revenue, or if you're not bringing income, that money energy can really hold us back in doing a lot of things. You have to be like constantly worrying about, okay, so how much should I be spending? And would that be too much? And, am I living on my saving account? And those of you who maybe don't have a backup income, then you decided, this is something that I did actually. I remember the first time I got certified from IPAC, I wanted to do like this full time, because people said that if you don't do things full-heartedly or wholeheartedly, then you're just doing half-ass, right? Or you're just doing, you're treating your business as a hobby. And my mindset walking into starting my own coaching business, I want to do this full time. But I couldn't quit my full-time job because my income actually rely on my full-time job. This is where my mortgage comes from. This is where I pay my rent. So if I were to really quit full-time, then I have to worry about how do I come up with my mortgage? And honestly, going through putting myself through pharmacy school, I have already taken out a lot of loan. So I don't want to necessarily take out another business loan. So the money was a real thing for me, where it wouldn't allow me to just say, you know what, goodbye 9 to 5. I just want to do coaching full time. So when people say that money is not an issue, money, it's an abundance mindset, I have a different opinion about that, right? But because as real as life can be, you definitely wanted to take that into consideration before you think about quitting your 9 to 5. So, and you definitely don't want the money mindset to get into the way in doing a lot of things as you were starting out and creating your business. So, do you love money? I do. Not undeniably, I do. Right? We all do. Not gonna lie, because we live in a materialistic world, and there's a lot of things that you subscribe. For example, your booking, your scheduling app, you got to pay $15 a month. That add up. You got to. There's a lot of other things that you have to pay for: subscription, being part of a membership, or even working with a coach. You need money, so money is good. Money is good. Money allows us to do more things, and for other people, right? Because ultimately we're here to serve, but in order to serve, you have to have some type of way to sustain yourself. All right. So I do have my notes. Where's my notes? I was jotting down some of the notes I wanted to talk to you guys about today in terms of the money mindset. And let me just go find my notes. If I can find it, that would be awesome. I am totally out of different place today. Let's see. Where is it? Where is my notes? All right. So, couple of money issues that shows up. I remember when I first started out and starting my business. Number one is, how much do I charge? That was the first thing that came to my mind that stops me from getting client. The first thing I had to think about is, how much do I charge? Once I got onto the discovery call, it was a lot of confusion, right? Because if you look around, there's not a whole lot of coaches. They put their pricing on their website. I do nowadays because I want a client who are committed, who's interested in actually working with me. So I'm definitely very transparent about the money, how much I'm charging on my website. And when people go to my website, they would say, well, Michelle, this is a lot. I really want to work with you. How do I do that? And for those type of clients, I invite everybody to come to a talk with me, because number one, I would like to get to know you. And number two, I wanted to make sure that you're actually investing the best program that you are going to walk away and feel like empowered and transformed. So I wouldn't want to necessarily take your money and having you feeling going away and feeling like, Michelle, I spent this much of dollar, but I didn't really get much. I want you to be a walking example and brag about my service so that my future clients would feel empowered and they feel the transformation that you receive. So that's the reason why I put my pricing on my website, and I want to be completely transparent about it. But did I start it out by putting my price out there? No, because I was still in the discovery phase about my business. How much do I charge? That was something that I had to explore, and finding that sweet spot for the clients I'm serving. So how much do I charge? That was my initial first roadblock in getting to my client. I don't know how much I'm going to charge. And true conversation with my peers when we were in, I think it was Ma2 in IPAC, and we had this conversation because they encourage you to get out there and start having conversation, right? So when you start having conversation, people's going to ask you, so how much do you charge? And I get really stuck on how much do you charge. It ranges anywhere from $60 per session to like $100, $180, $120. So different people would charge very differently, and there's no right or wrong answer, which made me super confused because I literally didn't know how much to charge. So I end up landing on 120 as my initial step to work with clients. So every time during Ma2, I would go out, I would connect with people, anyone I know, friends, family circle, referral, anybody that I know, I will offer them. I don't offer them complimentary. I actually said, this is how much I'm charging. And I know some of my peers actually went out and they are offering $60 per session. So the point is, offer something. Don't just whatever that number is, offer something. And you're going to come back and you're going to say, wow, I'm delivering a very transformational 1 hour session. And here I am, I'm only charging $60. Maybe it's time to go up. And that feeling would trigger you to wanted to bump up your cost and just say, you know what, I'm charging 120. Now, as a starting point, if you have no idea of how much you wanted to charge people and you feel comfortable charging a little higher than $60 per session, and the people that you're serving feel comfortable and they're able to, then I would say just double your cost, double whatever that number comes in. And this is true in a lot of, and you'll hear from a lot of different people who tell you about how to set up the prices. And so, whatever that number is, typically you might want to double that. Whatever that number that you're thinking, you might want to just double that. I remember this is true also when I start doing the speaking engagement. Initially it was like $750 per hour, and what I wasn't taking into account is the amount of work and energy that you have to put in behind just having that 1 hour session with your client, with speaking in front of people, right? So it's worth more than what you are currently thinking about. So just charge your worth. And that's what it means, charging your worth. Think about the time and energy that you had to put in delivering your session, and how much resources that you're providing, how much transformation that you're providing your clients afterwards. All right, so the money comes into how much do I charge? The second thing is, how do I set up my package, right? That's also one of the roadblocks a lot of new coaches are experiencing. How do I set up my package? And it's a very common question that a lot of people ask. There's that magical nice session number. Right? I think graduating from IPAC, we all learn from the same source with a quick start. There's nice session. And I know Jeff, great mentor. He was my mentor when I first started. Great mentor. And there's that magical nine. Magical nine, where did it come from? So the data or the research shows that typically your clients will experience that transformational experience right around that night session. They feel the difference. They see the change. They see the benefit of having a coach, and because there's a lot of things that you're helping them with, and they start to feel and see the difference. So it's anywhere between 2 months to 3 months, right? So that's where that session night, 2 months, 1.5 months. So that's where that magical night came from. Now, I can tell you that I've started out with offering night session, and then it turned into, after 6 sessions or so, I feel stuck. As a coach, I feel stuck because they already have this amazing transformational experience. Now, what do you do with session 6, 7, and 9? Right? You get that stuck. You're stuck with them in that relationship, and they can very well be that, hey, they need something else. They need to go on to the next level. But here they are. They still have 3 sessions left with you. So I stop offering the night session package deal because it just doesn't feel good for me. What feels good for me is 4 session and the 12 session, right? Because 4 sessions means that it's a 30-day program. And if people after 30 days, they want to continue working with you, they can renew the package and continue working with you. Whereas the 12-week session, you get a longer period and you can work together for the next 12 weeks. Works out perfectly. It's something that like something that we had to do with content planning or strategy that requires more time for you to sit down in front of the computer, reflecting on what your story is, and there's like homeworks that you have to do in between sessions. So 12-week actually feels really good. And that will give you enough time to actually work on your stuff and come back to me in the next session. So 12-week works for me. So the question for you to decide on how do I set up the package and how much do I charge is you really have to think about your own population, your patient, not patient. I keep saying patient. I'm thinking patient. Your clients that you're serving and what is the best for them. Right? Same thing as when you're thinking about charging them for the fee. What type of income level are your client most comfortable would. You don't want to charge them thousands of dollars when your client population, they can't even buy like food to bring food back onto their table. So charging them thousands of dollars is unrealistic, and it's cruel to sitting there and thinking that, oh, it's your money mindset, right? But in fact, it's not. It's reality. Reality is that I have to worry about where to bring home my bread and my food. I can't afford this type of luxury service that you're offering. That's crazy. So look at your audience. Who are you serving, and what would be the industry average price for that particular population that you're serving? That's how you determine. So is this too much? Something that you need to think about, and can they really afford? Now, why is this important? So I get I when I first started, I was thinking, well, I'm here to serve, right? I want to give, and I want to give it all. And I still do. I still give a lot, right? If you're in this group, you know that this is how I am. I give a lot and I give it freely. But at the same time, I also have a business. I need to survive. And if I made a goal and a commitment for how my life would be 10 years from now or 5 years from now, there's a certain level of commitment that I made to myself. And my vision is bigger than just serving the audience population here. I have bigger and gigantic goal that I want to help others, maybe a nonprofit or things that would take it to the next level, expand my service of how I can help others. But in order to do that, you need to start charging people, right? If you don't have any income coming in, you don't have a business, and you are in no position to help any. If you yourself is struggling with finance, so no matter how big of a heart you have, ultimately you have to place yourself in that position that you are able and that you have the capacity to be helpful for others. So that's the money mindset that need to be clear on. So how does this money mindset show up? It shows up when you are in a fighting mode and you're doing a lot of things, but you don't see a lot of results. And this could be doing a lot of discovery call. Maybe you have multiple discovery calls, but ultimately at the end of the call, you never really talk about how people can work with you. And this is true. I know when I first started, at the end of the discovery call, I used to offer 60-minute discovery call, and where I would deliver the actual coaching session in my discovery call. So I walk them through the T goal. I help them set up their that whole coaching agreement, right? And at the end, I would ask them like, what have you learned about yourself? So, in other words, I would deliver a free coaching session in that 1 hour period. And at the end, it feels awkward to having to ask them, so this is how much I charge. How would you like to move forward with this? Right? That money topic always comes up, but always falls short. So my first year, I was struggling because I was never able to close that sale. And I don't like to think about it as sales because I'm not a salesperson. So I'm here to deliver a transformation. So I end up giving a lot of free service for a lot of people, which is completely fine. But again, you have a business. So at the end of the day, you need to be able to survive and sustain yourself before you think about even helping others. So I was in a fighting mode and I'm doing a lot of things, but not enough result. And this money mindset also carry it into the discovery call, because towards the end, you know how you know that this is a topic that's going to come up and you want to talk about it, but yet, energetically, it just doesn't feel like the right time bringing it up. So what you end up happening is you let the client go and you send them a follow-up email. And the moment that you let them go, guess what? The moment that you let your money go. Yep. Hmm. Because people feel very, very empowered. People feel energized when you're on that call with them. And if you don't bring up and talk about your pricing, if you don't bring up and talk about this is how you do things, then people's gonna walk away and things happen and they're gonna forget and other things gonna come up and that motivation of wanting to work with you is just gonna phase out. So I brought that into my session in the past. And it was something that's very uncomfortable to bring it up, especially the first year. I didn't want to talk about how much I'm charging, and it didn't feel like a right thing to do because I just gave them a transformational session. What are you talking about, right? We don't want to talk about money. So just something to be aware. And if this is something that's been stopping you, then there's a couple of ways that you can make it more natural. So two-way. Nowadays, what I do is I'm gonna send you ahead of time. This is how much I'm charging, and also just putting the price on my website also help and take the pressure off of having the need to discuss the money because you already know how much I'm charging. Um, the other way that you can bring this up is towards the end, make sure you leave yourself 15 minutes to really talk about just the money and how you work. You want to tell them how you set up your coaching session, how long it is, and how much you're charging, how many sessions does it involve, how long is each session. These are the type of conversation that you want to have within that 15 minutes before you close it. And then at the end, just tell them, hey, this if this feels right for you, I can just take your credit card and here it is. Let's go, right? The other way that you can do it is what I do, and you put your pricing on their website, and you can also send them an email beforehand. Send them an email and just let them know this is how much you're charging, and let them know that these are the package and what's involved before they jump on the call with you. This way they have you prepare them that it's not going to be a shocker. I'm charging you $1,000 for a 30-day package, and a 90-day package I'm charging you the $6,000. So it's not going to be a shocker for them when they jump onto the call and they say, well, wow, Michelle, right? So you wanted to be make sure that you're being transparent and prepare people about that. The second thing is that, and this is really true because I remember that there's a couple of discovery call I was on, and I bring that energy of I need to get this client. I need to sign this person up. If I don't sign this person up, I don't know what I'm doing here, and maybe I'm just not good enough. So I brought that energy onto the call every time. Every time that I feel that I have a need, I need to sign up this client, it shows up in my session. And when I talk about it, I'm focusing on, okay, so how do I stand out? How do I impress this client? How do I make myself really really establish, I'm the go-to person? How do I do that? How do I convince them that I am a good fit? And so when I did that, I bring that energy into that session, and it just totally sucked, totally ruined it. And it's a good learning experience, of course. I've learned so much just from all the failures that I have gone through. So I'm sharing this because I want you to get it right from the starting point. And then the third thing that how you show up is that you are not sure how to come up with your coaching package, or you're undervaluing your own service. This is something that we had talked about earlier. A lot of time when you first starting out, you think that you're just because you're not certified yet and you're still pending for certification, so you don't want to charge people that much, and you don't feel comfortable charging people that much, which is totally completely okay. But the other approach would be you just let them know, hey, I'm in the process of finishing up on it's just a couple of months away before I actually get my certification, and this is how much I'm charging. And you let the person decide whether or not this is something that would be important for them, right? So whether I said I'm charging $120 and I'm not certified yet, but in a couple of months I will be, and the price will not be $120, or versus you can tell that person I'm charging $60 because I'm not really certified yet. In other words, you're pretty much telling people that, yeah, maybe you don't want to work with me. Right? It's the energy that we bring in, but we're saying the same thing. We're saying the same thing, that the fact that we are not certified yet, but I'm charging you $60 versus I'm charging you $120, and I will be certified in two months. So it's the energy that you bring in on how you present yourself. Are you deceiving people? No, you already told them that you're not certified. So yeah, that was clear. All right. So I gave a couple of examples in terms of, myself, how I was struggling towards the end of every discovery call where I had to talk about the money issue. Money issue was just becoming an issue for me because, I was in that scarcity mindset. If I don't sign up with this client, then I'm in a deep, deep, deep shit. With the fact that I wanted to quit my full time already, right? So it's that if I don't do this, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not good enough. I'm not gonna be able to do coaching full time, and all that not enough or not enoughness start jumping in and showing up, and that's what was stopping me from getting my clients, because I have this underlying belief that if I don't get this client, I'm gonna be screwed. And the moment that I clear out that energy and sitting down, having a talk with my money, and this is a true story of how I was sharing this feeling that, every time I go onto the call, I have this scarcity mindset with one of my peer coach who happened to be a money coach. She invited me to sit down and talk to my money. She said, just sit down as you're meditating and think about your relationship to money. If money is here in front of you, and she asked me to close my eyes, she walked me through a visualization. She said, if you see money right now, is money a guy or money a girl? Like, what gender is your money? And it's just so interesting that money is a guy for me. Money is something that's very masculine. It does the thing, do the job. So money to me is very masculine. And I remember having a conversation with my money, and I said, listen, I know you're there. I know you are important to me, and I really need you to help me. So I started to have a conversation with my money, and it turns out that I was just carrying this scarcity mindset, thinking that I need to do certain thing in order to accomplish, in order to feel accomplished, in order to feel that I'm capable in doing things. So I was forgetting that without the money, if money is just a tool, then without the money, I'm still a good coach. I can still coach, right? So money is just my tool. So what do I want to change? And that really, really gave me a big relief, because walking into a session, I can be fully present in the session without thinking about I need to sign up this client in order to quit my 9 to 5. Because when we focus, what you focus, you manifest, right? So if you focus on I need to get this client to pay me in order to become something, then that in itself is it's an energy block. So be careful on what you focus on, and focus on the session rather than the money. The fact that if you deliver, right? You prove your value, you show your value. You don't even need to prove it. You don't need to convince anybody that you're good, because you're good. It's a very different type of energy that you bring into a session, and your client will feel a lot more powerful if you just show up and say, you know what, I believe in my ability to help you with this, and whether you sign up with me or not, that's your choice. It's your loss, and it's not mine, right? So once you clear that mindset, once you clear that energy, your session become more powerful. The way that you talk to people become more confident, and when you talk to people, you become more confident, and you're going to be perceived as someone who really, really know your shit. And you do, right? We do. You are a good coach. And so just clear that money energy. And here are all the things that I had talked about. How much do we charge? How do I set up my package? Can they afford? Is this too much? All these scarcity mindset are really the reason why you're not getting clients or you're not able to sign up clients. So pay attention to the little things that it's happening during your conversation with people, with your client, with your prospects, and notice what's really stopping you from getting that clients. Could be as simple as just changing the strategy of how you share that pricing. Maybe it's a landing page. I know JJ is big on having these sales page, and I love it. Sales pages are perfect because then you can share individual pricing with your client. So think about that. There's so many different ways that you can share pricing and take that edge off in having that money discussion. All right. So hopefully this is helpful. Let me know what you guys think. What's been stopping you? What's on your money mindset? And what's your money mindset stopping you from really getting that clients or charging more or increasing your price? Let me know. Tell me more. And I will see you on the next training session. All right. Bye, everyone. Hey, beautiful. Thanks for listening. Ever feel like you are in a battle on your own in this world? I know I did. If you are a woman coach who is ready to launch your coaching career and looking for strategies to get seen, get heard, and get hired, I want to invite you to come and find me in our community on Facebook at the Visibility Confidence Lounge. This is a community of confident and courageous women coaches who come to grow their business with strategy on brand stories, visibility, and mindset. This is a safe place where you can find the support that you need, confidently and courageously build your visible brand to attract your soulmate clients into your world. See you at my next tea party. Bye now.